38. Matson celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus, home of Guam's first and only lifetime powertrain warranty. Visit carsplusguam.com for details. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Now on Primetime, the first tour group from Taiwan arrived today as part of the Air V&V program. Plus, the post office up in Jigo reopened after 2 months. And a diesel oil discharge of around 5 gallons was cleaned up in the Apra Outer Harbor.
Hafide and good evening, everyone. Guahusi Isaiah again, and thanks for tuning in. Could it be the start of the long road back to tourism recovery? The first organized Air V&V tour group from Taiwan arrived today, and local visitor industry officials set up a special welcome for them. Nestor Lecanto reports from the airport.
It was an exciting moment for the small crowd gathered to watch the EVA Air flight taxi in. 164 passengers from Taipei stepped off the plane to become the first organized package tour group to arrive here since the pandemic. Tourism officials, including GVB President Carl Gutierrez, Chairman Milton Morinaga, and Airport Executive Manager John Kinata were on hand to welcome them and were excited by the arrival.
I know for a fact that, in the next 2.5 weeks, we'll have 2,160 people coming in, and, and then into August also. So it's, and that's just, there's some more on the block of filling up more charters. So this is going to really spell it out well on how we handle them.
This is a wonderful news. It's just the first batch of group of people coming from Taiwan, and we were always banking on Taiwan people to come here. And with this Air V&V, the word is out.
Awesome accomplishment and milestone today.
Gutierrez says the easing of the quarantine restrictions was key.
Well, we couldn't have done this without the lifting, and I thank Governor Liu for doing that and picking July 4th, not anything later because of our first flight today, July 6th. It was very important.
GVB's Morinaga says officials also ensured that both passengers and residents will be safe.
We made sure that when they arrive, they go through their PCR test and their medical is perfect, safe, then they're released.
And the airport also sees encouraging signs from the one signatory carrier, EVA Air.
We had a meeting with them, a real positive meeting with them this morning. And it looks like more flights are being scheduled to come here.
Gutierrez says what he'd also like to see is more businesses that cater to tourists opening up.
I believe that the advent of these flights starting to come in will give them some hope. They'll see people walking around Tumon. They'll see Pleasure Island filled up with people, whether it's only like 500 at a time. But they'll see them, and they'll see that there's a liveliness coming up, and giving them hope that maybe it's time to open up. And I hope that they will.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Once the island reaches herd immunity, what happens to Guam's main COVID-19 vaccine clinics? Since late January, Operation Liberate Guam has been set up at the UOG Fieldhouse and is operated by the Guam National Guard in collaboration with the Office of the Governor and the Department of Public Health and Social Services. But even after the island achieves the governor's goal, which is 80% of the population vaccinated against the coronavirus by Liberation Day on July 21st, DPHSS Chief Public Health Officer Chima Mbakwum said they plan to continue their vaccine efforts.
Increased a little bit. But if you're only talking about this.
So we're going to continue our vaccine effort. There's no stop to our vaccination efforts, right? So UOG is just one, but we have other outlets for vaccination. So right now UOG is still open. It is not closed, and even if we're going to close the UOG pod, it doesn't mean vaccination will stop.
In public health, Kanma Mbakwum said that the actual end goal is to get the whole island's population immunized against the virus. A job search requirement for pandemic unemployment assistance recipients will likely go into effect in late July. Department of Labor spokesperson Hannah Cho says DOL is anticipating the signing of an executive order by the governor at the end of the month that would require PUA program participants to look for a job, though there will be exceptions granted for those working reduced hours and those who are enrolled in an improved job training program. PUA claimants can also register with the American Job Center to help fulfill their job search requirement. You can call the AJC at 475-7000 for more information. The PUA program, a federally funded unemployment program for those affected by the pandemic, ends in September. The U.S. Department of Labor is making available some $1.5 million in grant funding for nonprofit organizations to help women affected by the COVID shutdown, specifically to better inform them about labor rights and benefits. The hardest hit economically have been young women in their 20s with children. Interviewed recently on The Link Show, Deputy Director of the USDOL Women's Bureau, Ana Lilia Meja, said even as we start to recover, women are still lagging behind.
There's multiple reasons for this. Even as some schools and childcare centers reopen, they're not opening at this level pre-pandemic. So we have curtailment of hours or different less days. And so, you know, working women are impacted. So at the DOL, specifically the Women's Bureau, we put together this grant program where states and territories are eligible to receive funding that is supposed to focus on ensuring women have access to the information they need to regain their economic footing.
For more information on how to apply for a fair grant, you can search grants.gov. Jigo residents no longer have to drive 2 villages down to get their mail. Tyler Matanani takes us up north to see how they're reacting to the reopening of the Jigo post office.
Long drives and wait times are no longer an issue for Jigo residents. For 2 months, the Jigo post office was closed due to an ongoing investigation being conducted by Guam postal inspectors. Jigo resident Lynn Bendixson says that she was waiting in line for hours when the Barrigada switchover first started, bringing a new meaning to the term snail mail.
The first time we went there was about 2 hours.
Bendixson expressed how it's a big relief now that the Jigo unit is reopened. Meanwhile, Roy Mendiola says he's happy because he no longer has to drive down to Barrigada to get his mail, and explained how you just never knew how the crowd was going to be.
Some days you go there 5 minutes later and the line's long. Some days there's 4 people. So actually it's good. Now we don't have to travel far.
One resident, Carol Molina, was able to observe peak times and strategize when it was best to go to the Barrigada facility, and said that the wait times didn't discourage her from online shopping.
Tuesdays, the packages come in, so there's going to be a lot of people. So I think you just really time it right and then you'll be all right.
Guam Postmaster General Tammy Shunin commented that she's happy to say that the Jigo CPU is under new management and is now open for regular business. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tyler Matanani.
In legislative session today, senators debated a second bill that would further insert adoption agencies into the local adoption process. Under the companion legislation also authored by Senator Mary Torres, agencies would be added to the Safe Haven Act. That's the law that allows mothers to legally abandon infants less than a month old to a designated agency, making the baby a ward of the state. Speaker Teresa Lahi proposed to strike a bill provision transferring physical custody to an adoption agency identified by CPS. Torres defended the provision while Senator Tello Taidugui supported its removal.
The legal custody of any child relinquished under the Newborn Infant Safe Haven Act is always under Child Protective Services, Department of Public Health and Social Services. The physical custody and the legal custody are 2 different things. But I just want to make sure that my colleagues are well aware that Child Protective Services, the social worker, is the person that screens the homes.
This is about accountability. This is about ensuring the safety of our children. That's all this amendment will do to help relinquish that. I mean, the prior amendment would have done the same thing, but even more so, to give that ability to CPS to make that decision. You know, you got to ask yourself, why object to something like this if CPS is in control?
The bill was moved without objection to the 3rd reading file. Session will resume on Thursday morning for voting. Meanwhile, the acting CPS head says the controversial adoption bill, which was moved to the voting file yesterday, needs to be amended to address concerns raised by GovGuam agencies. Melanie Brennan is talking about Senator Mary Torres' Bill 108, which she raised concerns about a public hearing in April. Public Health Deputy Director Terry Uggan also raised concerns in a 2-page letter to Torres, but the governor dismissed his concerns when she wrote her own letter to Torres, debunking each of Uggan's issues and saying her administration fully supports the bill. But Brennan says there's still some work to be done on 108, although several amendments failed during floor debate, and as noted, the measure will be voted on later this week.
We recognize that the bill's intent, and we do wish to work with adoption agencies. We wish to work with the Senator Mary Torres in amending the bill to make it work for all of us and to ensure the safety of our children. Definitely. And the legislature is willing to work with those concerns, and they're valid concerns.
Uggan and several senators raised issues with the bill, saying it didn't do enough to regulate off-island adoptions agencies, and it also created conflicts of interest by inserting adoption agencies into several steps of the adoption process. Supporters of the measure say it would streamline adoptions on Guam. Coming up here on Primetime, we tell you about an oil spill down south. That story and more. Keep it here. You're watching KUAM.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
The Edge from Pizza Hut. It comes loaded with toppings all the way to the edge. For the crust, let's keep it real, thin, and crispy. Every bite is a masterpiece.
I really gotta get going, man.
The Edge is back. Get it before it's gone. No one outbeats the Hut.
Home, a place where I can go to take this off my shoulders. Someone take me home.
Home. It's more than wood, square footage, and a floor plan. It's where life happens and moments become etched into memories. At Bank of Hawaii, we're proud to help families all across Guam buy and improve their home. Applying takes just a few moments, but the memories last a lifetime. Simplified by Bank of Hawaii. Welcome to tomorrow.
While we've all been through a lot over the years, typhoons, earthquakes, and now COVID-19, we've been able to get through these together.
For more than 80 years, Travelers Insurance has been protecting your homes, your businesses,
and the health of your family.
We are here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
There are better days ahead. Tomorrow's a new day filled with hope and choices.
The possibilities of what we can achieve together are limitless.
Let's continue to work together to ensure a brighter tomorrow for all of us.
Summer is here, and at Cars Plus, we have the perfect Jeep for your summer adventures. Whether you're going off-road or just getting ready to hit the beach down south, make this the summer event you find your Jeep, like the 2021 Jeep Wrangler or the 2021 Jeep Gladiator. Equipped with Guam's only lifetime powertrain warranty. Call us at 477-7807 or visit our website at carsplusguam.com to schedule a test drive today. Cars Plus, driven by you.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back. A classic example that if you see something, say something. And that's exactly what a free diving instructor did Saturday morning, prompting emergency officials to respond. Sabrina Salas-Manzanani reports.
He's been teaching free diving for years, but class was cut short Saturday morning.
I've never been in the water here or anywhere in the world where I've been in any kind of product spill into the water, oil or diesel or otherwise.
Farron Tyron was with a group of 4 of his students when he noticed and felt something suspicious. He immediately began documenting the experience, posted it on social media, and contacted authorities.
But the smell of the oil coming off of that, the fumes, is really apparent. And worse than that, my entire body is slick. I can feel the oil. You can even see the oil.
I very quickly made the decision to get everybody out of the water as quick as possible. I didn't know what it was, how toxic it would be, just to be if there was any kind of toxicity with skin contact.
Tyron says it appeared the oil slick stretched from around the Gulf Pier to the Hotel Wharf area in the outer Apra Harbor area.
At the time I got out of the water, so it was about a half-mile stretch all the way at Gulf. It seemed about 30 feet wide or so. And then over at Hotel, it was about maybe 50-some feet wide.
He reported the incident to Guam EPA, and within minutes, he says the U.S. Coast Guard, who has jurisdiction over the matter, responded. Guam EPA spokesperson Nick Lee says it appears to have been a discharge of diesel.
There's an approximation of 5 gallons that was released. Port Authority of Guam and Guam Shipyard representatives deployed the sausage booms and the absorbent pads in the corner of the beach where product was observed pooling around that.
Although the source of the discharge is still being determined, Guam EPA is advising the community to come forward to report incidents like this and commending Tyron for seeing something and saying something.
It was the right thing to do. He acted very quickly, especially in incidents like this where timing is key for successful mitigation. So that's something that we're very grateful for.
If you're ever out in the water and see something, you can make a report to the local Coast Guard at 671-355-4824.
The Peace Officer Standards and Training Commission will be meeting this Friday to vet through applicants submitted from those interested in the position of its executive director. A review and selection interview committee will be formed and will present their findings. Then members will vote for their executive director. Chief Vince Perez from the Guam Customs and Quarantine Agency serves as commission chairperson and discusses what makes an ideal candidate.
We also want to make sure that I know that we put in certain requirements on a master's and or a bachelor's degree. However, I'm thinking too that in consideration you need to take a look at the person's background. So and in line with standardization of education and training requirements, this is kind of like on par with that because we are a standardized training commission, and if we're going to move forward, we should start standardizing the requirements for the executive director.
As we reported, it was during the June monthly meeting that Perez and Vice Chairperson Guam Airport Aircraft Rescue and Firefighting Unit Chief Raymond Matzinonia were appointed. Both fill seats held previously by Chief Stephen Ignacio of the Guam Police Department and Department of Corrections Deputy Director Bob Camacho. After serving 31 years in the Guam Army National Guard, Colonel Ronnie Delfin has retired. Delfin's retirement ceremony was held at the National Guard Bureau in Washington. It was presided over by Major General John Adani, Deputy Director of the Army National Guard. In a statement to KUAM News, Colonel Delfin said, quote, "I've had the privilege of serving with some of the finest soldiers in the greatest army in the world. The leadership experience and the lasting friendships will remain with me for the rest of my life. As I take off this uniform, I am confident that those who remain behind me are the finest our nation and island have produced. I owe everything to my family, mentors, and friends who have taught me so much and supported me on this journey," end quote.
And then finally, obviously, we all know that for every great soldier's career, there's a great spouse behind it, a great family. So I can't thank my wife enough for putting up with me, especially over the last couple of years. Sometimes stressful environment that we work in, and you dealt with all of that. You dealt with me being away, taking care of the kids. I can't thank you enough for all that you do. I love you.
Although not specific, Delfin said he's looking forward to the next chapter in his life. Delfin is married to Joy Pineda, and they have an 11-year-old daughter, Alexia Joy, and 8-year-old son, Luke Mason. Although it was anticipated to reopen in June, the Guam Museum is now scheduled to reopen later this month. Curator Dr. Michael Bivacqua says they've been testing their COVID guidelines to ensure a safe reopening.
So we've had a few sort of test tours in because our goal is to basically have 1-hour blocks. You know, you have to sort of schedule to come in at this time, and then you have 1 hour to go through the permanent exhibit and then sort of exit. And so that'll allow us to sanitize for the next block. So just sort of come in. So we've been letting a few groups in just to test, to sort of make sure that our staff is able to manage the flow properly.
According to Bivacqua, they're now hoping to reopen the museum on July 22nd. Coming up, Dave Delgado with your local sports, and still to come, your Coastal Creamery birthday shoutouts. Keep it here.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Half a day. As we look ahead to a brighter tomorrow, Matson's commitment to Guam and Micronesia remains stronger than ever. While the world around us is ever-changing, what remains unchanged is our commitment to you, our customers, and the island communities we serve. Shipping is what we do best, and serving our community is at the heart of everything we do. But we don't do it alone. This is why we support organizations that make caring for the people and the environment a top priority. We know that many count on Matson's lifeline services in the Pacific, and that's why we continue to work hard to ensure that our shipments remain on time all the time. Matson recently added another Aloha-class vessel to our schedule. We now have two of Matson's largest and fastest ships serving Guam from the U.S. West Coast and Hawaii. With our new state-of-the-art vessels, we stand ready to support the region's economic recovery. Thank you for the privilege of serving you for the last 25 years. And you can count on Matson to be here for the next 25 years and beyond.
Bun, mayo, chicken pickle, bun.
Bun, pickle,
blasphemy!
No bun. The Naked Chicken Chalupa, only at Taco Bell.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. I'll get to some youth soccer news in just a bit, but first off, news out of the Purebred Academy. Check it out. The Purebred Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Academy held its general team assembly at their headquarters in Agana. The event featured team bonding exercises, belt promotions, a birthday celebration, and retirement ceremony for Professor Stephen Roberto.
Man, I've been doing jiu-jitsu for close to 25, almost 27 years, and I feel that in order to give the best experience, you got to have the energy for it. You got to have that passion, and it's not to say that I don't, but I could identify that some of my students have a great passion for teaching, they have a great passion for leadership, and it was just like a natural occurrence. It was a good time to give the academy to people that have a fresh set of eyes and fresh minds that can help lead this thing into the new future.
Roberto says with change brings progression. He now has the chance to spend more time with family.
My mom's getting a little bit older, so spending time with my mom is a really big thing for me. She's turning 87 this year, so every year is precious. And I have other talents that I want to explore. I'm working on with DOE on doing some special ed summer camps, and just kind of enjoying my free time.
Roberto will still be training 4 days a week at 6 in the morning at the Agana location.
That's more for me than anything, just to start my day right with jiu-jitsu and to help me kind of manage my own personal health goals and fitness goals. And you know, the gym's not going anywhere. The gym's still here. The gym's still running strong. And we look forward to everything that comes to us in the future. We've got a bunch of great guys here with Professor Ali and Professor Dave. And gym's in good hands.
A team of 20 girls, mainly from Guam's U17 training squad, will be traveling to San Diego to compete in the upcoming 15th Copa Del Mar Sharks Invitational Tournament, an annual Nike Premier event. The annual Copa Del Mar tournament, scheduled this year for July 9th through the 11th, is a Class 1 tournament open to USYSA, US Club Soccer, Super Y League, AYSO, and FIFA-affiliated teams. In previous editions of the tournament, over 300 teams had entered, with some teams traveling as far as Nigeria and Italy, according to the tournament website. The team has already left Island and will be traveling to San Diego for a short training camp before competing in matches. According to the tournament website, all teams in the tournament will have a minimum of 3 matches. All matches will be played at the Del Mar Polo Fields and nearby Carmen Valley Fields. Good luck to Team Guam.
Well, that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
MTO Maintenance will now completely sanitize your home, office, or business with state-of-the-art commercial sprayers. For over 30 years, MTO Maintenance has been committed to the health and safety of our customers. And now, more than ever, a clean home, office, carpets, and furniture is a necessity to our island. Give us a call today. Stay healthy and stay safe, Guam.
Call 647-6861 for an appointment.
It only gets better with more. Customize and save with the fastest internet speeds in the Marianas by adding mobile, phone, and TV to your bundle with Business Bundles Plus. Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shoutouts from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Happy birthday! Back to work, everybody. It is July 6th. Hope you guys had a fantastic extended holiday weekend. And happy birthday number 7 to Zane Lee. We love you. Say mommy, daddy, and your brother Justin and sister Aliana. Happy birthday. Amar Noel. Happy birthday number 5 to you, and we love you. Say papa, mama, and aunties Lily and Abby. And happy birthday number 12 to Elia Rose. Birthday blessings to you. Your familia is sending you all of their love. And because we all had an extra day to kick back during the holiday, we got some belated birthdays to get to, starting off with Isabel Manabusen. Viva cumpleaños, Grandma Becky. We hope you have a wonderful day, and we love you and your cooking so much. God bless you with many more happy and healthy years to come. Love, your Padilla and Manabusen families. Jericho Padilla, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Rico. We love you so much. God bless you, and please enjoy your day. With love from Dad, Mom, Jen, and Kono, J-Boy, Jaysha, and the rest of the family. Angel Conception Sablan, happy birthday. May the Lord continue to guide you. Shoutouts coming from the MacShot clan. Please enjoy your day. And Jaron Ramon, happy birthday number 24 to our son. We wish you many blessings today and always. We love you. Say Dad, Mom, and your brothers.
Remember, you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo, your name, and birthday. That's going to do it for us here on KUAM News Primetime. Wahoo si Isaiah again. Thanks for watching. Good night and adios.
Hafa everybody, I'm Sabrina Salas-Matanani, and welcome to our Health, Home, and Lifestyle edition of KUAM News Extra. We start with public health's efforts to prevent the spread of dengue fever on Guam after there has been one confirmed local case. In Health Check, we hear from Acting Public Health Division of Environmental Health Supervisor, Jerome Garcia.
Health Check is presented by Island Cancer Center.
Our operations, when we do receive a local confirmed case of dengue, our team, all hands on deck again, we would conduct surveillance and control around the target area. We would conduct a 200 meter radius spread and canvass all the surrounding homes and buildings and residences in that area, provide them education. So we do give out pamphlets on how to protect yourself from mosquito bites, information about dengue fever, as well as collect samples for identification and rearing. So that would include using our aspirators to catch adult mosquitoes, whether it's manually or through our battery-powered aspirators. So they're essentially, vacuums that you would suck up adult mosquitoes, or also through collecting larva samples. So we would get these, big turkey basters and check for sources of breeding, and that's usually in a lot of containers that hold water. So we've caught a couple, we found a couple. They're in our lab being raised right now for identification. So that's as far as the surveillance and outreach goes. And at the same time, of course, we ask permission if we could set our mosquito traps, and that way we can, see just how widespread or how far these mosquitoes are able to go. The best way to prevent yourself from getting dengue or from getting bit is to use preventative measures such as using the mosquito repellent. As long as they have the appropriate active ingredients, then they should be sufficient enough to protect yourself from getting bit. Yeah.
Do you guys have any tips? Like, what is that one they say? Oh, wear this type of color clothing.
Yeah, so as far as clothing, if you spend a lot of time outdoors, of course you want to cover up. So long, loose-fitting clothing is fine. But mosquitoes are more attracted to a dark-colored material. So if you're wearing black or brown, they're more attracted to those colors. They're more attracted to the CO2 emissions. So if you give off a lot of CO2, you'll tend to notice you get bit more. So those two factors, along with heat, would make you a prime candidate to be bit by mosquitoes. So if you're outdoors, you can wear long sleeve clothing, apply mosquito repellent, make sure it's light colored, that helps your chances from getting bit. But again, the best thing to do is, to take preventative measures. So not only using mosquito repellent or wearing long, loose fitting clothing, dumping out mosquito sources of breeding. So any water containers, plants that hold water, you can flush them out. Any, pet dishes or toys, all those are prime places for mosquitoes to breed, especially the type that may potentially, be the vector for transmitting dengue. I'm not too sure of the origin. It may be here. People may be symptomatic, so they don't show. But essentially, the way mosquito transmission works for mosquito-borne disease to go from person to person is that the person would already have to have the virus in their blood. The mosquito would then feed on that person. The mosquito would then get the bacteria or the virus into their system. It would take a couple of days for it to go from their proboscis to their gut. And then finally, that mosquito would bite other people, therefore transferring the virus or bacteria from them to other people. So that's pretty much the route of mosquito transmission for mosquito-borne diseases. As far as its origin, I don't know, it could be here, but that's essentially how mosquito transmission for diseases works. Fortunately, we're lucky that it's still one case. It's not declared an outbreak yet, but we are treating it as such. So, we are utilizing all our manpower to ensure that the spread of dengue is not going to happen. So all our staff is going out there to do education, to do outreach. We're calling people to, let them know that we are spraying. So we are applying insecticide, adulticide for adult mosquitoes and larvicide for those still in their larval and pupal form to sort of like nip it in the bud, just to knock them down right at the start so it doesn't get any worse.
Stay tuned. Health, Home, and Lifestyle continues after the break.
At Island Cancer Center, we treat our patients and their families like our family. We have all been touched by cancer, and it is important to feel comfortable and secure under the care of our health professionals. You can count on us for skilled cancer specialists, the most advanced cancer-fighting technology on the island, and a commitment to caring for you or your loved one with compassion, respect, and empathy. Our family, treating your family.
Island Cancer Center, located on Guam Medical Plaza. Visit us at islandcancercenter.com or call 646-3363.
Half a day.
Hi.